All right. Hello all. Welcome back to Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video here. So today we are continuing on with showcasing the new EZA LR Golden Frieza. Now so far he has actually looked very, very insane. I um I had a turn. Well, I did die on this turn. I had a turn in the last one versus Rose and Zamasu, versus like nearly fully built up Rose, and Zamasu was still alive. I had the Omega Domain active, and this was Golden Frieza's second turn, with 80% damage reduction. He wasn't even fully built up, and he ate it for 1,000,000 damage. Now, once again, I mean, we died. But we're talking about fully built up Rose with the Omega active, with Zamasu still alive. Like, to me at least, that was insane tanking. Um, and now I do think that this is the hardest fight in the game. Obviously, that's why I saved it for last. Uh, the Gohan+Goten+Trunks second stage. I do think Frieza will be pretty extraordinary in this fight, especially against Gohan, tanking him once we get Goten and Trunks down. But we'll have to see. Certainly, some of my rotations last time weren't the best, and the locking. I didn't. I definitely could have seen more from Golden Frieza, but what I saw from him, I found to be very impressive. So we're gonna jump in here. We'll see what happens. But without further ado, let's do this. Now, obviously, with this being do I have volume? Yes, I do. With this being a red zone, or I guess Supreme Magnificent Battle stage, there's only 6 attempts, so hopefully these are able to go pretty well. But we'll have to find out, right? So, I do believe the intro should play.
Allow me to show you just how much more evolved I have become! I've made my new form gold, so it's clear who's sitting atop the pecking order. And to simplify things even further, let's call this Golden Frieza.
Alright, I don't know if you guys were able to hear that or not, but my Discord started bugging out. So if that was picked up, my apologies for that. I don't know what the hell that was. Hopefully, hopefully it doesn't happen again. I don't know why that just even happened in the first place. Okay, now we're starting off here 500, 4,000, and this is without the Omega support. Now the crazy thing for Golden Frieza, I've said this I think in all of these. He is actually on Battle of Fate, obviously, as well as Inhuman Deeds, meaning he is on the full 220 for Omega. So, I mean, we see with, like, Tech Golden Frieza, now, obviously, AGL Golden Frieza has a lot more defense, phase 1. But we see with, like, Tech Golden Frieza that he's even better on this setup than he is on just a normal 220, even though he's not on the 220, he's on the 170, because of how, like, massive the support is. So when we have both of the Omega supports going, and this guy's fully built up, it's obviously going to lead to some pretty crazy turns. So I'm very excited to get to work here. Let's pop this domain as well.
Since the minus energy was released, it's now a matter of time before this planet is dead. I can feel the planet dying underneath me.
Okay, now let's do this. Now, obviously, with this fight, the difficult part is Gohan just shreds through characters after, you know, the build-up. And then obviously Goten and Trunks, we do got to take them out as fast as possible. Now, a good thing for Frieza here, I mean, obviously turn 1 here, 90% damage reduction guard, he should, you know, double digit. And then, I mean, going forward, you gotta think, for this fight at least, I mean, what the heck? Okay. Hold on, let me cut away again. I don't know what my Discord's doing. Okay, hopefully it should be good now. I don't know what the hell's going on with it. I do use my Discord. I can't just like close it. I do use my Discord for recording for the sort of noise canceling thing. So hopefully it stops like kicking me out of the channel. That would be nice. But regardless, I do think that Golden Frieza, I mean, even once we lose, you know, we start losing our defensive capabilities, I do think he should be a very competent tank against Gohan. Because Gohan does have the, like, the defense cut or whatever it is on Super. So just being able to straight up tank it through damage reduction. And I know he does crits, but I don't, do boss crits, will he have super effective against all types? I don't know if Golden Frieza, I'm not actually too confident on how that works. I don't know if Golden Frieza will be, like, type advantage. So technically we may even still have guard after, like this turn. I mean, we'll have to see what Gohan does to Frieza to know for sure, because I don't really know. Now, obviously, I mean, once we have both of the Omega supports up, we should do very nice. Now, for Tech Golden Frieza here, I mean, we took 104,000. The first super being, or the first attack being a super is not the best. However, I mean, we're still hitting a 49 mil. So as long as we take out Goten and Trunks before they get the AoE in, I think we should be fine. Hopefully, Golden Frieza gives me an additional super here. Please? We actually got it. That's huge. Now, if he wants to give me a crit as well, that would be very crazy. Let's see. He did too! Oh my god. And then he should I mean, we lived. Certainly, he could take quite a bit of damage, but I don't know. A lot of people seem to really not be a fan of Golden Frieza Gogeta. I think maybe they're not as good as I initially thought they were going to be, but they're still very crazy. I'm still very, very happy with this release. And then we'll see with Broly. You know, obviously we do know Broly's details at the time I'm recording this. We'll see how he is in a few days. I think he should release on the 12th, so I gotta get to grinding out some of this content so I can actually summon for him on release. Now, unfortunately, we are under the threshold, so we are actually missing stats. However, we're still at 730,000, which is definitely a decent bit. Now, we can actually use his active skill here, so we might as well. Just to get it in, I mean, he does have the sort of boost on his... But honestly, it is a once-only effect. I do wonder... I haven't tried this. I wonder how, like, crazy his attack stat would be if I, like, use it specifically on the super. I'm actually kind of interested to see that. Like, how much it's going to boost it. So I'm actually not going to use the active. Because his active isn't even that damaging, so I do wonder if maybe it might actually be better to go for the 18 key effect. Now, we are over the HP threshold. However, it does check at the start of the turn, so it doesn't matter. We still don't have our stat increase, unfortunately. And 3,229. 47.7. Yeah, it definitely gives us an increase for this turn. That's good. Yeah, okay. Maybe I'll use it like that more often. I'm not sure. But yeah, I think he's going to be a very, very effective tank against Gohan, which obviously is very good. And it should allow, it can with like the Rose Zamasu fight actually having both Golden Friezas. I found can lead to some issues because of the lock. I can't really guarantee where characters are going to be, and then we miss out like at bosses, which obviously is pretty rough. However, with a fight like this, where I can just guarantee they're going to both be able to sit in slot 1, it's just very, very effective. So I think we're going to do very nicely with these guys. Now for this turn, let me do this. And then, I suppose actually I haven't shown, with like grabbing the Rainbow Key Sphere, I should probably show that. What AGL Golden Frieza, rather, his defense gets up to. Hopefully, we are actually able to be above the threshold next turn. I don't think we're going to be honest, but I guess we'll see. His Tech Golden Frieza isn't fully built up just yet, is he? I think this is the last hit he needed, actually. Okay, so what are we going to take here on this guy? I mean, he should live, obviously, but, yeah, we took quite a bit. So then the turn after this, turn 6, obviously, I'll use the taunt. Now, this does lead to a pretty unfortunate circumstance, though, where we do not have Golden Frieza with his stats, his extra stats. However, I do think, even without them, he should still be a pretty competent tank. We actually need one more super attack to be fully built up. I suppose technically the active skill does count as a check. I didn't actually know this, but for AoEs, every individual enemy it hits, it counts as a different super attack. I did see that in the last video. So certainly that can help with his build-up sometimes. Although obviously I didn't use it last turn, but I'll use it this time around, and he'll be fully built up at least.
To bring about the justice I desired, I needed the perfect sympathizer as my ally.
In this timeline, there is no one who can stop us. We have all the power here.
The two of us alone.
Okay, so what are we going to be at here defensively? Golden Frieza, what do you got for us? It's at 665, huh? Oh, you know what? We actually lost this. We don't have this anymore. It's for 3 turns. Although, it's not like the end of the world, because A, I mean, we're still going to get the Omega support, and B, we don't have this up right now. Now, I would... The Rose active... It doesn't... Yeah, he's not actually a super boss. So what I'll do instead is I'll use the Zamasu active. Because we do need the damage here. So first, though, let me use Golden Frieza's active. Well, actually... Yeah. And then that should full heal us. Well, not his, but I got ahead of myself. Zamasu's active should full heal us. So I'll use Zamasu here. And then I can grab the physical orbs with Golden Frieza. So let's play this out. Okay, that did a decent bit of damage to Gohan, and then we're at 960,000. What the hell? That's actually... Oh, you know what? Because that's when attacking. We actually have this as well, probably. So we only needed one more build-up here. So this is actually Phase 1 stats, by the way. That's actually very interesting that you can do it that way. So if you actually hold his active, on turn 7 or greater, if you do it in slot 3, he'd actually get 200% attack and defense Phase 1. That's actually very interesting. Okay, Golden Frieza. I mean, we're at 960,000. Sure, this is turn 5 Gohan. But you do have to keep in mind, I mean, we're about to get a lot more defense from Omega as well. Let me, though, real quick, pop the Zamasu active. We're going to need this here.
Bear witness as I show you the power of my divine light. Ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, they did quite a bit of damage. However, and just to show, it doesn't, even though we're above the HP now, it checks at the very start of the turn, so it doesn't really matter, unfortunately. Now when we grab Omega's Orb, we're at 1.1 million. And we also have 70% damage reduction this turn. So obviously we're starting to lose more and more defense. However, Golden Frieza should, at the very least, we'll still live this. I mean, I don't know how much we'll take, but we'll still live this, 100%. Let's see. What? How the fuck? 1.6? Why did he take so much? What? I'm actually pretty confused about why we just took so much. It doesn't make too much sense to me. I guess, once again, I always forget exactly how the boss crits work. I suppose it does count as super effective then. That's the only thing I can think of. So technically, maybe it counts as like a tech character supering Golden Frieza, I guess. Well, that's unfortunate, obviously. Damn, okay. Well, I guess we have a bit of an idea about the limits of his tanking then. Damn. That's so unfortunate. Well, at least we have him on the second rotation now. Oh, because that means... Well... I mean, we'll still have to be pretty quick about it, but we should probably be in a bit of a better situation here. With Golden Frieza. I guess we'll have to see, though. Okay, now, as long as we are able to kill... Maybe... I do wonder... For this turn. What if I just have, like, Golden Frieza? This one. Target Gohan. And then have everyone else target Goten and Trunks. That way we get a little bit of damage against Gohan. And maybe... I mean, not guaranteed or anything, obviously, but maybe getting a little bit of extra damage now could help us in the long run, because once Goten and Trunks die, Gohan does get that pretty massive increase to his defense. It's the 200% raise, so it's definitely, maybe doing it this way might be a little better. We'll have to see here, because there's a lot of hits and slot one there. So Golden Frieza should be hitting very, very hard here. Yeah, 79.4. You could definitely do some pretty funny things with this guy. That's a decent bit of damage. And then obviously the crit's very good, 50.9. Now mine has one Duke, Link level 10, mind you. But still, I mean, this is definitely very nice damage. Although, unfortunately, I was not able to get my hidden potential super. That's actually very unfortunate. Still, though, I mean, we have quite a bit of damage this turn, so that's... I mean, I'll take my win where I can get it. Because Gohan, being able to cut him down certainly will be helpful. Now, Golden Frieza, right, obviously he's appearing on turn 2. He'll be very good defensively. Turn 4, I mean, we'll still have 80% damage reduction, even though Gohan will start his build-up. We should be fine against him. But we do need to kill him by the end of turn 5, or I think we're probably in trouble. So, I mean, we'll see how this works out for us. But as long as we can kill him by then, I think we should be flying here. Now, I do need to somehow make sure everyone is getting their orbs. Which might be a little difficult to do here. Let me try this. Let me try this, and then I'll grab Omega. This. And is this... That did not drop how I... But we could still get 7. Okay. That didn't drop how I wanted, but hey, we're fine. Alright, now Golden Frieza is going to get hit several times, obviously, so he's going to be pretty built up in terms of his damage. So between him and getting, sending his 7 orbs, as well as Omega, Goten and Trunks should be dead this turn. So then we'll just have to worry about Gohan. And I mean, we'll see how that goes. I don't know. Gohan's definitely... I really expected Frieza that turn before to tank that a lot better. Okay, we got a triple super. That's very nice. Because the only thing we could have had, like, extra for Golden Frieza there, where he took, like, what was it, 1.6 mil? The only thing, like, extra I could have had, which, to be fair, would have been actually a pretty decent increase. But, like, him super increase. Now, obviously, for Gohan, he always super slot 1. It's not really anything I can control. But if I could, right, that'd be, like, the only thing extra I really could have had there, that 30% defense on the SA phase, which is in the SA phase, so it actually would be a true, like, 30% increase there. So we would have been 1.5 some odd million. But we most certainly still would have died there, so... I don't know, I certainly... I mean, you heard me before. I was like, oh yeah, he'll certainly live this. I mean, we had 70% damage reduction. But once again, I always forget, like, with the boss crits, I guess it does kind of super effective against all types, because I know ours does, so that's the only thing I can think of. Really? Bro! Okay, Sin, god damn it, man. That could have been a very crazy turn for us. Okay, let me do this. I suppose technically, I could still be... If I don't kill by turn 5, I could use Zamasu active if I'm low enough to maybe kill. We'll have to see how it goes, though. Let me do this. We'll just keep him in slot 1. We'll use the taunt next turn. And hopefully, we're able to cook. I don't know. I was really depending on Sin there, I'm not gonna lie. Him missing one of his supers entirely, and then getting the normal, probably honestly might have just made us lose. Because I'm pretty sure the check for the defense for Gohan happens at the start of the turn. Like how the Golden Frieza's check does. So with it checking at the start of the turn, that means we could have gotten like 2 supers from Sin against Gohan without the boost. Which could have netted us a lot of extra damage. Now, however, I'm not so confident in our situation here. Hopefully, I mean, we'll still be able to get the win. I don't know, though, because, I mean, once again, I mean, this is definitely, at least in my opinion. Although, to be fair, I don't really think there's a lot of, like, room for disagreement. But I think this is probably the hardest fight in the game. And I do think this, at least the Omega setup in general, maybe not specifically like this variation of it, but the Omega setup I do think is the best setup for it. So I would like to be able to get at least a win with Golden Frieza here. But, you know, I guess we'll see what happens. And now we are actually above the HP threshold. I suppose technically we would have had the HP threshold increase. I wasn't really thinking about that. The extra stats from being above. Although we would have actually only had 100% extra. Because we wouldn't have been able to get that 100% for using the active in the second slot. Okay, he's at 1,067,000 though. Without Omega having his orb grab. So that, I mean, that's pretty decent, I'd say. Because we also still have how much build-up to go? 2 more attacks. So I mean, that's certainly pretty good from Golden Frieza. Now, what do we jump up to here? 1,176. Yeah, I mean, when he's fully built up, and next turn we shouldn't really take damage because we'll be using the taunt. He should have a lot of defense. Now, you know, I mean, we took, yeah, see, this is 80% damage reduction. We took 409,000. I know we're not fully built up, but still, that's definitely, that's pretty rough. Obviously. I mean, if he can get a lot of supers, then, you know, get the hidden potential, I mean, let's see. Please? Fuck. Okay, well, not getting the hidden potential is actually pretty rough for us. We really need the damage. We keep failing these abilities. I think it's probably going to mean we're going to lose. I mean, we're seeing how Golden Frieza is doing that. He can tank turn 4. Once we get to turn 5, not really. I guess, is how it's looking. Very unfortunate, but this Gohan, there's like barely anyone in the game who can tank him. So like, I'm not even. It's like, I mean, it is what it is, right? Alright, I had to cut away again. My apologies.
Who do you think you are? I'm Gogeta. Kakarot and Vegeta have fused together to win.
Okay. So with Golden Frieza here, I think the win should be very easy. I always forget about that shit. Fuck. Okay, well, we'll see how this goes. Oh, okay, that actually was very nice to me. That's huge. Alright, let's pop the taunt.
Behold, this is Golden Frieza, the last thing you will ever see.
Okay, now hopefully I can manage to kill here. If I don't, I'm very concerned about how next turn is gonna play out. What's how much is Golden Frieza should be finding this, right? He should double digits more or less, right? Oh, maybe not. Goddamn. Really? I didn't think he'd take that much at all. What the hell? Okay, well, yeah, and now Omega doesn't have his additional super or his attack support anymore. But if Sin actually gives us a really good turn, we should still be in business here. Now, Tech Golden Frieza isn't going to be as built up as I, you know, would have. Bro, this ain't no fucking way. 2 supers again? Sin, you bastard, man. Oh my god. The Sin! You bitch! Oh my god. I'm gonna just barely lose. That's so crazy. Because Sin wanted to fuck me 2 turns in a row. Dog, you just had to, like, come on, man. Wait, actually, no, because Zamasu. We're low enough where we can use Zamasu. And can we use Golden Frieza? Yes, we can, actually. Doesn't Golden Frieza have a KO? Let's see. Oh, that somehow didn't finish. Okay, well, we're actually going to get the win at least. So I'll take that. Here, let's play this. There we go. Okay, and we get the nice KO. Alright, well, we were actually able to get the win. It's pretty tough to win in this stage, but we were able to do it. And I got unlucky several turns in a row, so that's actually very crazy. Okay, well, there we go. I think I'm pretty satisfied with that for Golden Frieza. I mean, we saw pretty much all there is to see from him in this fight. I think he was actually starting to do a decent bit of damage once built up. And, I mean, considering it's a crit that he's being hit with, I think he was tanking pretty well. I mean, obviously, could have been better, but there's not a lot of characters that can really tank. I mean, we saw how much damage Tech Golden Frieza on his fucking taunt turn took, right? That's with 70% damage reduction and guard, and he's at like 3 million fucking defense or something like that, right? Two some odd mil. Like, it definitely, sure, he could be tanking better, but there's like no one damn near who can tank Gohan when he's fully built up. So I'm pretty satisfied with that. But yeah, I think we'll end this one here. I'll probably do another tier list at the end of the celebration. However, given we know Raph Broly's coming, although I mean where he's gonna rank in the meta right now, I don't know, might be kind of low. We'll have to see. But we also know like Super EZA LR Strength Broly's coming, and I mean potentially there'll be, I think, probably like movie hero EZAs, maybe like that Goku and Piccolo card that was sort of quote unquote leaked last year. It's finally going to come this celebration. I mean, we'll have to see. But regardless, we're going to end things here. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Take care.